Hi, I'm Katrina Hawking and I work for the ALS Association Evergreen Chapter.
Hi, I'm Robert Hawking. My father had ALS. Back in May, the Evergreen Chapter had their Gala. We put up a basket of wine for that Gala. They had 2 bottles of Southern Rhone style wines that we had featured in a previous tasting, and 3 bottles of Northern Rhone style wines that we're tasting today.
And the winners of that auction item, Jim and Teresa Meloy, will be joining us for the first wine. Hi, so here we are with Teresa and Jim, and Teresa and Jim got the wine package in our auction item at the Gala in May, and we're here with them to try one of the wines from that wine basket.
Mm-hmm. And so the wine we're going to try is a Marsanne. It is part of a package that I thought we'd do for this tasting of Northern Rhone wines. This is Marsanne, is the type of grape. And in the Northern Rhone is small, much smaller than the Southern Rhone. It's quite a thin valley, and there's 2 main white growing areas around an area called Condru, which does Viognier, and I thought about doing that for this tasting, but I might do that for a future tasting, and Hermitage, where the white version of Hermitage is usually a blend mainly of Marsanne, but also some Roussanne. I couldn't find any Marsanne, Roussanne, Washington blend. So this is a Washington wine by Maurice cellars, and it's from the Bouchy Vineyard in the Yakima Valley. Interestingly enough, the red Washington that we're going to have in this session, and it was in your package, it was also from the same vineyard, but it's a different winemaker. So do you have your bottle there?
Yeah, we have our bottle.
Good. You have a glass.
Oh, thank you. So this is the part where I sort of tell Robert what I think of the wine, and then he tells me if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah, so it's got a golden color to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really pretty in the glass.
Yeah, it is.
Sort of beeswax smell on the.
You smell honey wax?
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. It's delicious.
Yes, it's good.
It's round to a taste. Yeah. It's just a little bit like an oak Chardonnay.
Oh, do you think so?
Just a little bit, but
Just a little bit.
If you like oak Chardonnay, you could use this. You could use this where you would use oak Chardonnay. Yeah, you'll go with fairly.
I think it's a
rich.
little bit more citrusy than a
Yes,
Chardonnay.
yes,
Some lemon in there.
Yep.
What do you think, Jim?
I like it. I might like it just a tad bit sweeter, but it does have a nice taste and flavor, and it goes down quite easily.
I think I could drink a lot of this without really.
Yeah, but I might lose control on my wheelchair.
Yeah.
You guys must have become involved with the Evergreen Chapter about the same time that I joined, because I started working for the chapter. I was volunteering a little bit before that, but I started working for the chapter in March of 2020, and just before we sort of things started to slow down because of the pandemic. And shortly after that, in May, Robert and I did our first online wine tasting to take the place of an event that was canceled due to the pandemic in May of 2020. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
That's about right, Robert.
Yeah, Jim was diagnosed May or June, somewhere around there last year of 2020. I don't think we actually became involved or really talked with anybody with the chapter until the fall sometime.
Okay, so pretty to the chapter, to the Evergreen chapter.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it was somewhere around there, September, I think.
First group we got involved with was the support group, caregiver support group, which I didn't know. I logged on for the meeting before Teresa did because I really didn't know what it was about.
Sure.
Got on it, and then I found out about the men's ALS chat group, and so I've been participating regularly in that.
Yeah, that's a pretty active group for the men's online support group.
Yeah, and it's a fun group of people to talk with. Oliver always has a pre-planned agenda, and we never stick to it. We kind of go off on our own, and he's happy to let us do that because we're talking about issues that we have and just talking about things in general. So it's very good.
But yeah, our first introduction, I guess, to the chapter also was, okay, like Jim said, the support groups, but he had mentioned about a wheelchair, just, him and I. And so I had mentioned that during my group, which was the caregivers group. And the next thing we know, he gets a phone call from Karen Wise saying, "Hey, we've got a wheelchair for you." And it's like, oh my gosh. I mean, that was just, I spoke, and 2 weeks later, here it is at our doorstep. So it sat here for a little while before he really needed to use it, but it's been such a helpful, and I mean, it was so nice to have it when he felt like he really did need it, when he couldn't walk really pretty much outside of our house. And the chapter's also been, we've received a few other pieces of equipment from them. So it's nice to have that support, that it's equipment we didn't have to go out and buy. We could try it and see if it works for him, and then decide if we wanted to buy our own, which is the case with the wheelchair. He's got one on order now. So he'll be returning this one back to the chapter so somebody else can use it.
And it's just for those that aren't aware, I mean, it's a full-on Permobil power wheelchair. This is not something that's just pushed. It's a $40,000 chair. So
yeah, we do have a lot of equipment. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to point that out to people who might be watching. We have a warehouse full of equipment. Our front office is just a little front in front of a large storage area where we have equipment that people can borrow and try and decide if it's right for them before they get their permanent equipment, or because their needs change quickly and they want to try something different. So that's wonderful that Karen got you that great chair. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, well, thank you for hosting this and for the invite. And we've enjoyed the wine and the conversation with you too.
It's great that to have you here, and I have to acknowledge that your daughter is there. She didn't want to be on camera, but she is going to enjoy trying the wines.
She was excited when I told her we were bringing home some bottles of wine from this.
All right. Well, a big thank you to Teresa and Kirsten and Jim. Thanks so much for supporting the chapter by purchasing the wine and by appearing with us in this video and sharing your story. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much to Jim and Teresa for sharing their experience with the chapter and for sharing that great wine with us. What do we have next, Robert?
Well, we have a French Northern Rhone wine. It's a Syrah-based wine from an appellation called Cornas, which is sort of the southern end of Northern Rhone.
The southern end of northern Rhone.
Yeah.
That's great. So this is a Syrah.
Yeah, and it's very dark.
So what do you usually expect from a Syrah, Robert?
Well, they can be kind of quite dense, though some can be quite silky, quite strong, lots of body.
Okay. This one's got a beautiful color. It's like a dark burgundy. It's smooth.
Mm-hmm. It's a little bit tannicky. This one is from 2016. Northern Rhone wines often require a little bit of aging, so this one possibly is still a bit on the young side as a 2016.
So it has a nice jammy taste to it. A little bit of jammy flavor.
Yeah. So actually on this one, because I thought it might be a little bit young, I actually poured out some just a little bit earlier. So we can see if it's opened up a bit.
More glasses of the same. Okay.
Yes, it's the same. Yeah.
All right. We'll see how this one compares. So, how long ago was this opened?
This was poured out about 40 minutes ago. Yeah.
Okay. And what does it do, sort of opening it ahead
It lets the air interact, so some of the tannins oxygenate a bit, and it also gives it a chance to. This was a little bit cool on, so it gives it a chance to warm up.
Warm up, as it says more surface area. Is it okay for me to try one?
Yes.
Side by side comparison here.
Yeah. So really dark black plums or something. I think I'm getting from this, and
I really can't taste the difference between these two. Can you?
Yeah, that one feels quite a bit more tannicky than this one to me.
Okay, well, I'll carry on with this one. Plums.
A little bit of pepper. Sometimes with Syrah you get some peppery taste,
right,
but it's not so strong in this one.
It is lively, though.
Yeah, a little bit of a smoky taste.
What do you think would taste good with this?
Really dark meat.
Beef, venison.
Yes. Yeah, I've got some venison that a friend gave us actually in the freezer that I might try doing with this at some point. Yeah.
Venison in the freezer. That sounds exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Steak and kidney pie. So we have the next event we have coming up for the chapter is our walk, and we're going to be doing that this year in a socially distanced way like we did last year. So we're encouraging individual teams to meet for walks in their neighborhood. The date is the 25th of September, so the end of September. But if your team, since these are socially distanced, if your team prefers to walk on a different day, that's completely up to you. If you are interested in forming a team, please do contact the chapter right away. I can help you get registered. Someone else on our team can help you get registered. And I do have some information for team captains, and we'll share that with you coming up. But we do have some news for team captains. So what's the next wine, Robert?
So the next wine is a Washington Syrah. And it's by Betz family winery, La Serenne, and it's actually from the same vineyard as the Marsanne that we had earlier with.
I thought I recognized the label.
No, the label's different. It's just because it's a different winery, but it's the same vineyard.
Okay. Well, I don't recognize anything. I recognize that this is going to be delicious. So it's also extremely dark in the glass.
Mm-hmm.
That's delicious.
So this one's very smooth and silky. It's a little bit of a contrast to the other one, I think. Though it's younger, it's done in a little bit more accessible style.
I'm really enjoying this. The weather isn't quite cold enough for it just yet.
Mm-hmm.
This would be a really special holiday wine.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I mean, actually, it would go nicely for holidays.
Well, I love this. This might be one of my favorites of all of our wine tastings, Robert. This is a really special wine.
Yeah, so it's got dark cherry, I think.
Chocolate.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe espresso coffee.
Yeah.
All of those really dark, rich flavors. Earthy.
Yeah. So this will go with similar things to what the previous one will. The previous one will really stand up to anything
Really
very
dark,
heavy,
really
very
dark
heavy.
meats.
Whereas this one will go slightly work better with slightly lighter stuff.
Turkey.
We got doing a duck this evening, so I think hopefully this will go well with that.
Yeah, but any of your sort of holiday meals, maybe not ham, but goose, turkey, duck, or any beef for a holiday meal, this would be a really nice choice. So, team captains, we do have boxes available for your team. It would be great if you could be registered, have as many members of your team registered by the end of August as possible, so that we can make sure that when your walk box goes out, you have the right amount of stuff, the right type of things. We have the keys, Unlock ALS lanyards, and paper keys for your team. So as many people as you have registered, the more accurate your team box will be. There'll be some fun extras in there, balloons and other things to make your walk in your neighborhood really enjoyable and an event that you can remember. We hope that you will invite your friends and family members to walk with you, and if you are going to be walking on your own, please do get in touch, because there may be another team walking nearby to you who would be happy to have you join. Please do reach out to the chapter for your walk in your neighborhood support materials. And we look forward to having you join us for the walk on the 25th of September. Thank you so much for joining us today for this wine tasting.
Thank you for joining us, and keep safe. The Delta variant, nobody's really happy about what it's doing in the moment. So, do keep safe, and thank you for joining us for this wine tasting. And we've enjoyed sharing with you. And cheers.
Cheers.